All right, let's talk about one of the most fascinating creatures on the planet, the octopus. You've probably heard this wild claim, right? That they have 9 brains, one in their head and one in each arm. So is that for real or just a really cool myth? We're about to find out.
I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But, it's an idea that's really stuck around. And honestly, it's easy to see why. Octopuses are just so alien, so incredibly smart. So, really, it all comes down to this one simple question.
Does an octopus really have 9 brains? Like, is that a real biological thing? Are these masters of disguise running on 9 separate processors? Let's settle this.
Okay, so it's time to get to the real scientific answer. And spoiler alert, the truth is actually way cooler than the myth.
So the answer is 1. Yep, just 1. An octopus has 1 central brain, right there in its head. But wait, don't go anywhere, because if you think that's the end of the story, you are so wrong. This is where it gets really interesting.
See, there's a very good reason this whole 9-brained idea came about in the first place, and it's all because of the truly bizarre and kind of wonderful biological setup. The real story here isn't about how many brains it has, but about how its intelligence is, well, organized.
And the key to unlocking this whole mystery is a concept called a decentralized nervous system. It sounds complicated, but stick with me. This is what makes them seem so alien and intelligent. It's like a completely different blueprint for building a mind.
So what does that actually mean? Well, think of it this way. Yeah, the octopus has a central brain, kind of like a CEO in its head. But the vast majority of its workers, its neurons, they're not in the head office. Over half of its neurons are spread out through its 8 arms. And those arms can pretty much work on their own without constantly checking in with the boss. And this setup, this distributed network, leads to the absolute coolest part of octopus biology. Its arms can, for all intents and purposes, think for themselves. Yeah, you heard that right. They're like these little semi-autonomous robots attached to a central body.
And just think about what that means in the real world. An arm can go off, touch something, taste it with its suckers, and then decide what to do next. All of that can happen without any direct command from the main brain. It's like each arm is its own little explorer, gathering intel and making decisions on the fly.
And boom! This brings us right back to where we started. That incredible independence, the fact that the arms can basically do their own thing, that's why it seems like an octopus has 9 brains. It's the perfect illusion, but the reality behind it is honestly even more amazing. Okay, so let's just put all the pieces together here. How do we square this circle? The 9-brain myth versus the 1-brain reality.
So the impression we get is 9 different brains all working at once, but the reality? It's more like one CEO, the central brain, giving a general order, like, hey, go check out that rock over there. And then the 8 super smart team members, the arms, are free to figure out the details on their own. They handle the textures, the movements, the tasting, all of it independently.
And really, that's the whole ballgame. That's the main takeaway. The genius of the octopus isn't about having more brains. It's about spreading its intelligence all over its body. It's a totally different way of being smart. It's not one single point of consciousness like us, but more of a living, thinking, distributed network. Which leaves us with this really mind-bending question to chew on, right? If an arm can act all by itself, where does the octopus's self really begin, and where does it end? It just completely messes with our whole human idea of what it means to be a conscious being. And it makes you wonder, what other crazy forms of intelligence are out there, just waiting to be discovered?